If you guys are trying to make money with the Scrapyard and don't fully understand how to make money with it, this video is going to break down how to make money with the Scrapyard and give you guys an actual breakdown of how much money you're going to be making per hour and how to maximize your profits. So with that being said, before I get into the Scrapyard's profits and money making methods, please do drop a like on this video. And with that out of the way, let's get into the Scrapyard's money making methods. Now for this business, we have 3 ways to make money. The first way is going to be the tow truck service. The second way is going to be the safe, which is part of the Scrapyard. And along with that, we have the robbery. So these are the 3 ways you guys are going to be able to make money with the Scrapyard. So for the first way, which is the tow truck service, we're going to go over how to use this part of the business and break down how you actually make money with the tow truck. So for the tow truck service, you'll be able to go out in your truck and grab vehicles and simply go ahead and pick them up, hook them up to the back of your tow truck and bring them back to your salvage yard. This is not difficult at all, and they take anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes on average. Each vehicle will give you anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000, approximately 48 minutes after you've collected and returned the vehicle to your scrapyard. So that does mean it takes about 48 minutes for the vehicle to be broken down by your staff with the staff upgrades. If you do not have the staff upgrades, you're looking at 96 minutes to break down a tow truck service vehicle. This means if you bring the 2 vehicles back to your scrapyard, you're going to be able to fill both lifts, breaking down 2 vehicles at the same time, earning you anywhere from $60,000 to $80,000 in 48 minutes if you have the staff upgrades. And that's a pretty good earning for something that is so simple and passive in the game. And that pretty much wraps up the tow truck service. It's not complicated at all. So with that out of the way, we're going to actually take a look at how you make money with the wall safe. Now the wall safe is a little bit more complicated, but I'm going to try to explain it as best as I can. So the Scrapyard wall safe is interesting. It's going to generate you money based on your reputation. So the max reputation your salvage yard can have is 100. So each time you do a tow truck delivery service mission, you're going to earn yourself 25 reputation for the salvage yard. This means within 4 missions, you'll guaranteed have a maxed out reputation. As time goes on, your reputation actually decays and you lose 5 reputation every 48 minutes. Every 10 reputation you lose will actually affect the amount of earnings you make in the wall safe. That means approximately every 96 minutes, you'll actually decrease the amount of earnings you make every 48 minutes with the wall safe. Once you've reached the max reputation, all you have to do is complete 1 tow truck service mission every 96 minutes to maintain the max reputation. And honestly, as long as you're consistently keeping your car lift full in your scrapyard, you'll never have to really worry about keeping your reputation maxed out. I know this is a little bit complicated, so I have provided a table on the screen to give you an idea of how much money you'll earn based on how much reputation you have at the time. I wouldn't worry about this too much. As I said earlier, if you guys are keeping your lifts full with the tow truck, you should have no problem keeping your wall safe at max income. The money you'll be earning from the wall safe per 48 minutes, obviously based on the table, is $24,000 when you have max reputation every 48 minutes. So now every 48 minutes you'll be rewarded with whatever amount of money you deserve based on your reputation, but there's something to keep in mind, and that is the wall safe has a max capacity of $240,000. That means it will take you about 480 minutes or 8 hours to max out the wall safe. Now the wall safe isn't anything to scoff at, as this money does add up over time, but considering this is purely passive income that you really don't have to do anything for as long as you're running the tow truck missions for the salvage vehicles aspect of the business, this is going to be one of the most profitable passive incomes in the game, in my opinion. With the wall safe out of the way, we're going to take a look at the robbery profits. Now the max payout I've seen for a robbery in the scrapyard is $460,000. I'm sure there might be higher or lower ones, but I feel like $460,000 is a decent average of the highest paying robberies. Keep in mind, you'll be able to complete 3 robberies per week, and after you've completed these 3 robberies, you will not be able to complete any more until the next week refreshes. Now there is a little bit of a bonus you can earn by completing the micro tasks or challenges for the finale of the robbery, so you can get a max bonus of $50,000, which will bring you up to a max profit for the highest paying robbery to $510,000 that I've seen so far. Between the 3 weekly robberies from lowest to highest paying I've seen, you're looking at an average of $995,000, just short of $1 million for completing this. Don't forget that this is going to cost you around $20,000 to start each of these, so you'll actually be losing around $60,000 when completing all 3 robberies in a week. So before I get into the actual totals of how much you're going to be making per hour and the maximum amount you can make in a week, I want to look at some of the things you might want to consider when you're trying to maximize your profits. Now, when it comes to the robbery vehicles, you do not want to salvage them. You're always going to want to sell them, and that's all you really need to know. But just so you have an understanding, it takes 3 hours and 15 minutes without staff upgrades, and even if you do have the staff upgrades, it's going to take you 2 hours and 25 minutes with the staff upgrades to break down or salvage a robbery vehicle, and that is a lot longer than the actual tow truck service vehicles that you'll be bringing in with the tow truck. So to maximize your profits, never scrap robbery vehicles. This will take a lot of time on your list, and if you salvage these vehicles, you're looking at a minimum of 2 hours where your lifts will not be able to be used by your tow truck service, and that's a huge problem because it makes the tow truck delivery service not available to you, which obviously in turn makes this business less profitable. So do not salvage your robbery vehicles. Not only that, you're going to actually make less money salvaging the vehicle than you do selling them. So it's kind of a no-brainer there, double-edged sword. There's more profitability when you sell the vehicles. Now, when you're looking at the tow truck deliveries with the tow truck service, you might get a wanted level. It takes a while to lose the wanted level, so when you're driving back to your scrapyard, if you don't lose that wanted level naturally, just drive all the way to the scrapyard anyways with the police on you, and I recommend you honestly commit suicide and jump back into your tow truck, because this will instantly lose your wanted level and save you a whole bunch of time running away from the police. A little note here is that the nicer looking tow truck is actually more expensive, but it's also faster than the beater tow truck. This has been tested and you can actually look at the speed difference between them, and yes, it is a huge price difference, but honestly, in the long run, I think it's a better investment because speed is very important in a game that is revolved around cars, and it's going to save you a lot of time in the long run. So when you're doing, maybe 100 of these missions, maybe even in the thousands by the time you're done playing this game, you think of all the minutes and hours you're going to save by spending this little bit of money extra now. So definitely buy the nicer tow truck if you guys are trying to get the most bang for your buck out of this business. And the last tip I have for you guys, when you're providing the tow truck service, you will sometimes get a very far distance on a vehicle. If you do that, it is not worth traveling all the way there. Make sure that if it's more than like a couple miles, do not do the mission. Honestly, just find a new session and try again, because you're going to spend all that time driving across the map and all the way back when you could simply quickly reload a mission and do a 2-kilometer travel, which would save you a lot of time in the long run. You're looking at a 2-minute mission versus a 8 to 10 minute mission. So that's very, very important if you're trying to maximize your time and profitability. So with these tips out of the way, I'm going to go over some of the incomes. This is kind of in a perfect world scenario. So the robberies, you're going to be able to earn yourself $150,000 between the 3 robberies bonuses. So $150,000 in bonuses, and then you're adding that to just shy of $1 million for completing the robberies. So $995,000, which is pretty decent. But again, let's not forget it's costing us $60,000 in setup fees. And I'm assuming that each one of these robberies is going to take you about an hour and a half to complete, plus or minus. In theory, between these robberies, you'll be completing a tow truck service mission, making sure that your lifts are full. So if you have 4.5 hours total time to complete all 3 robberies and, do some tow truck missions in between, I worked out that you're gonna roughly earn yourself $324,000 approximately per hour. I know this isn't crazy, but you have to remember you're only having to play a few hours to earn this amount of money, and it's mainly passive. So again, you're gonna earn yourself a total for those 5.6 in-game days, or 4.5 hours, $1,461,000. If there's anything that I missed or anything you guys would like to add to this, please let me know in the comment section as well. I feel like this business, again, is definitely good, especially if you're just running the robberies for the week and you want a variety. Me personally, I would only run this while the 3 deliveries or robberies are running. Other than that, there's always better money making methods, of course. But if you guys want to mix it up like me and have some passive income in the background, I recommend you keep your lifts full, because that passive income between the wall safe and the tow truck service vehicles is pretty significant. So if you liked the video and found this video helpful, please do drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.